We're rolling.
Evening, folks. I'm going to start the night off with a public hearing on the amendments for the town of Arundel General Assistance Ordinance. I'd like to open up the public hearing. Any comments on the town of Arundel General Assistance Ordinance? Hearing none, I will close the public hearing on the town of Arundel General Assistance Ordinance. Second public hearing that we're here for is the sale and foreclosure of property at 10 Linder Avenue. Any comments on that? Hearing none, I will close the public hearing. We will call our regular meeting to order. We will pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Approval of agenda. Any edits?
No, sir.
Entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Motion seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor? Next item is a public forum. This is public comments on any non-agenda items. Anybody from the public would like to make any comments on any non-agenda items?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind making a comment, Dan.
Go ahead.
Stan Kaczynski here for the record again.
Yep.
You where we close this back door?
This one here? Sure.
Yep. Thank you.
Is that your comment?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you. All right, next item is approval of minutes for July 14th.
They were just provided to you today.
Yeah.
I apologize for not emailing them. They weren't ready when I sent the agenda, and so we will probably table these until next week, so you have time to review them.
Okay, next item, committee and board reports.
Well, I put on here that the budget board meets on 7/22, thinking that the meeting would be on 7/21. But the budget board met last night, 6 p.m. here at the ML Day School Library. The meeting started at 6 p.m. It was adjourned at 6:30 p.m. We swore everybody in and elected officers. It went very well last evening. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., we'll be meeting on the Kaczynski site at 124 Campground Road for the site visit with the town's attorneys, code enforcement officer, and myself, as well as Mr. Kaczynski and his attorney. Planning board will meet Thursday night at 7 p.m. here in the library. There will be no selectmen's meeting on July 28th, 2014. Selfishly, I'll be in New York, and I will not be able to attend. That's why we're here this evening. Board of Assessment Review will meet on August 5th, 2014 at 6 p.m. in the ML Day School Library. That is to take up an assessment request, assessment review request. The attorney's working on it. The board has been appointed and are receiving instructions on how they are to go about deliberating on this issue. And the Economic Development Committee will meet on August 12th at Weir's Motor Sales.
Okay. Can you go over if you have a list of the officers for the budget board?
I certainly do. Sean Hayes was elected as the chair of the budget board. David Gontier was elected vice chair of the budget board, and John Bell was elected secretary of the budget board.
All right, new business. Item A, Selectmen approve and sign General Assistance Model Ordinance Appendices for July 1st, 2014, June 30th, 2015.
You see in your packet the changes to this ordinance that we are statutorily required to sign are included in your packet. There have been no major changes. I will inform you that the state of Maine Municipal Association has recently secured legal advice in regards to conflicting information we've been sent from the Department of Health and Human Services and the Governor's Office. The Governor's Office has instructed the towns in the state of Maine that they will receive none of their general assistance reimbursement if they provide general assistance to certain undocumented aliens. The Maine Municipal Association has taken issue with that and has once again hired legal advice to make sure that the direction that has been received from the state of Maine and the governor's office is in fact legal. Keep you posted as we get more information from Maine Municipal. It is not a huge matter here in Arundel, but larger cities like Portland, Auburn, Lewiston, Augusta, Bangor spend a considerable amount of money on general assistance, and they stand to lose a fair amount of money as well. I believe the budget in the city of Portland for general assistance has tripled the town of Arundel's budget for our municipal operating budget. So they stand to lose a considerable amount of money. So I'll update you as I have updates from the MMA legal team.
Any comments from the board?
Be able to read about it in the papers.
Absolutely. You may know before I do.
Hearing none, any other comments I should ask? Entertain a motion to sign that?
So moved.
We have a motion, we have a second. All those in favor? Selectmen approval of sale and authorization for town manager to execute bill of sale for transfer of tax foreclosed property located at 10 Linda Ave.
And I do apologize, that is an amendment, adjustment I should have made, doesn't need to be formal, but I have provided a bill of sale for the Board of Selectmen to sign. At the time that I produced the agenda, I wasn't sure that I was going to get the specifics on that mobile home, but I do have the specifics, and Simone and I have drafted the bill of sale for that one. The attorney drafted a version and we filled in the blanks. And we have received $1,410 from Mr. Evans, who is the owner of the Charter Oaks Mobile Home Park, for that mobile home.
Okay. Anybody got any comments, questions on that? Or your motion?
Make a motion that the board execute the bill of sale for transfer of the subject mobile home.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All those in favor? Town manager request for authorization to extend fuel contract with Champagne's Energy for year 2015, in terms as provided in our agenda package.
The last 2 years that I've sent out RFPs for fuel oil, Champagne's is the only one that bids on it. Champagne's treats the town of Arundel very well. I've done research on what Southern Maine Regional Planning Council has received for bids on all the oil, all the petroleum products listed, and Champagne's is competitive, if not better than any of those bids were. So I would request permission to extend that contract per the warrant article that allows us to do so. And in your packet, I did provide you with the quoted prices from Dave Marcotte at Champagne.
Anybody got any comments?
The other towns in Champaign, you know?
I don't think there's any other towns around that use them. I think they stay competitive for Arundel because they're here, but I think it's more of a local situation.
When you go for bid, you just post.
What we did in the past, for the past 3 seasons that I've gone through this, what we do is we compile all the data and we would mail it to 13 different vendors in the region. And the first year we had 2 bids, and one of the bidders didn't meet some of the qualifications, and so Champagne's is the one that replies every time. And like I said, we're very happy with the
So
service.
it goes out to those 13 vendors.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any other comments? Or your motion?
I move we award the contract to Champagne Energy for the oil and gas for the town, as on the bid sheet.
Fiscal year 2014, 2015.
Correct.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Yes. Selectmen and authorize town manager to expend $1,565 from the contingency capital reserve for seasonal cottages TIF legal fees, which have to be reimbursed by the developer. Comments?
And once again, the reasoning for this is that I have somewhere to put it back to, rather than going for the legal budget line items. There was a mix-up in, Joe was gonna have to check to me for tonight for the first installment, but the accountants made the check out to Bernstein Sure, and so I can't accept that check as a third-party check in the town because we're not allowed to do that per policy. So Joe will cut us a check for both of these legal fees when the accounting team comes back from vacation.
Okay.
So he's aware of these additional fees and
Yes.
then
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do I hear a motion?
Second.
We have a motion to authorize the town manager to expend $1,565 from the contingency capital reserve for seasonal cottages TIF legal fees. All those in favor? Update on the RSU 21 renovation projects, which is expected to be voted upon in November election.
Yes, and that is the expectation, is that this will be voted on in November. In front of you, I've placed the schematics for the revised version of the ML Day School. That revised version came in at $8.9 million as opposed to the $11 million that was initially projected for ML Day School. There is a decrease in square footage and a decrease in the landscaping work, parking, location of drop-off areas, bus turnarounds, things of the like. But I spoke to Dr. Crowley and the principal, Mr. Steele. No, not Steele. Corey. I can never remember his last name, but I did speak to Kevin and the principal last week. This is what is being proposed to the full RSU board for ML Day at $8.9 million. Here, I don't have copies of this, unfortunately, but I can pass this around. This is the truncated version of Kennebunkport Consolidated School. That project went from approximately $11 million down to, they proposed that alternate with the new cafeteria is going to be the one that will be accepted, and that will come in at $6.7 million. I don't have a takeoff sheet on the high school because they didn't have that at that point in time. But they did indicate to me, I believe the number they said was $59 million was what they were going to recommend at town meeting. Yes, in the November referendum, with the possibility of a second warrant article to address ball fields for the high school for an additional $1 to $2 million. But those numbers weren't available when I met with Kevin. I also put in front of you the schedule of voting and when all the deadlines are for the RSU. And so it is a considerably smaller package, but the RSU is apparently ready to bring that before the voters in November. So it's gone from originally a $76 million project to approximately a $59 million project.
the high school's down at 44, right?
44 for the high school, yes.
Now, is that 44 just the high school? That's not the athletic fields? That athletic field's going to be a separate item?
That's correct. The full renovation of the athletic fields will be a separate project. There is in the major bond package, there is concessions for the restrooms at the high school fields to connect them to sewer and to build proper restrooms for people that attend games. And the RSU will be, once they have more information from Harriman, they were taking these plans, going back to Harriman and trying to get better schematics. The RSU superintendent and principals will be presenting to the Board of Selectmen, as well as holding public hearings in all three communities to answer questions and to explain the projects as they see them.
You don't have the, did you not get the breakdown for the high school?
I did not get a breakdown for the high school. We met Wednesday morning. I believe that the high school facilities committee was either meeting Wednesday afternoon or Thursday morning, so they hadn't met yet, and I haven't heard back from Kevin on that. Dr. Crowley on that, so.
Any more comments on that?
Yeah, so I met with him on the 15th, and on the 16th, they were doing working on hard numbers for the Kennebuck High School, so I haven't seen them as of yet.
Item F, review and sign the AP warrant. Your motion? Right. We have a motion and a second to review and sign the AP warrant. All those in favor? Any opposed? Old business, you got any? Doesn't look like it.
I don't believe we do.
Is anybody allowed to comment on that at this point? It's just
Go ahead.
Stanley Kaczynski for the record. I wish everybody here at the board, including the town manager, could raise their voice a little bit. It's kind of hard when I'm watching the videos in the past. Get everything that I need, okay? I don't like to be guessing. If this would consist of a microphone in front of each person, that'd be fine. Michael Peterson, is he here tonight?
He is not.
He is not. On the Freedom of Information Act that was provided to me,
Yep.
you have a report from him. It says see attached sheet and photos. I'd like to see those photos at 9 in the morning.
If they are in our possession, Stan, we will bring them to you. I'm not sure which report you're speaking of, but I hope I can find it before 9 a.m.
It was provided to me by the towns. I'm sure you want to set a copy of it. I'd like to see them photos. You'll be there tomorrow?
I will be there tomorrow, Stan.
Who else will be there tomorrow?
Myself, Jim, and Leah. Who's the town?
Could I make a personal request?
If you would like to.
Phil Levy be there. Pay the gentleman whatever his fee is. He has as much experience in construction as anybody you could bring in the field. He's been doing this for 50 years. He can be an impartial party right there.
Bill's schedule permits. He has been requested.
I have a commitment for tomorrow morning. I will try to make a couple of calls and change it. If I can change my commitment, I will gladly be there.
Thank you, Phil.
Acceptable? It's acceptable. And one other request. Whether my attorney get back to you people or not, the proper attire, come in on site, no high heels, no flats, no sandals. Full length sleeves.
Yes, sir. Dungarees and a long sleeve shirt.
I don't want to get into hard hat, safety glasses, and vests, okay? But
We will wear a proper attire.
thank you.
Did you say hot hats?
No, he said we won't get into that.
I'm sure you could provide one.
Pardon?
Excuse me. I'm sure that you could provide one.
Very possible.
I've got a hard hat and safety vest at home.
I only have one more question.
Can I, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Can I ask you one question?
Sure.
Why long sleeves? I don't wear long sleeves in the summer, but if it's required, I will.
Not necessarily. I mean, you have enough intelligence in this field, okay, Phil? Where you know where not to walk next to picky bushes and this, okay? I don't need people getting scratched up. I don't need a liability on me because somebody wants to come in and do a site inspection on me. I don't have a problem with that. If anybody has the qualifications, he does, okay? 50 plus years, believe me. He knows what he's doing out there. One more question, and then I'll view this tape whenever it hits the air again, because they go viral. A week ago yesterday, you are the road commissioner.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You have jurisdiction over everybody down the town barn.
Yes, I do.
A week ago yesterday, which was Tuesday, approximately 8 o'clock, I can check my documentations and cell phone and pictures and everything else. I'd like to know what was sandblasted in that salt shed.
comments there.
So only this meeting at the time.
Thank you, people.
You can't make it, Phil, no hard feelings. You know, prior commitments, okay, with a spot notice like this, without the notice, I mean, you know, if you can attend, fine, and if you can't,
I'll try to make it safe.
all right, I appreciate it, thank you.
Anybody else got anything? Motion to adjourn?
Second.
We have a motion to adjourn and a second. All those in favor? 7:55.